So welcome. What we're doing today and over the next couple of lessons, I would like you to have to take some time out to do some practice work. I'm going to show you the practice today and make sure that you can see what it is that you need to do, and I'm going to guide you through it. There are two documents that you should have if you go into this lesson on Show My Homework. So if I show you on Show My Homework, if you're watching the recording of this, because obviously I'm going to record this and post this, I'll be replacing this bit with the links to the recording, which you will have accessed. Now, I've attached what I think would take a candidate, if they're doing it in the real exam, about an hour's worth of questions to have a go at. However, because it's your first go really at University Foundation Programme questions, it might take you a bit longer, but that's a good thing. On Tuesday, I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the questions. I'll walk you through each question and talk and give you some explanations. But it will mean very little to you unless you actually have a proper go at the questions beforehand. I'd like you to spend at least a couple of hours on the questions this week, even if you end up not knowing the answer to some of them. Just make some educated guesses, look things up. This is not under exam conditions. You'd be surprised by what you can find out if you just look it up. So I'm going to show you that today. So I'm just going to switch to share screen because I've realized I'm not sharing the screen at the moment. Why is this not zooming? Bear with me, that's it. Okay, so I'm just going to share the screen so you can see what I'm seeing, because at the moment you're not really looking, you're just looking at me talking. That's not very interesting. So if you're going to show my homework, what you have is the lesson. I'm going to extend this deadline to Tuesday, but I've just kept it here fairly short to remind you that you've got your lesson today. If you want to re-watch the recording, I'm going to put the information up here. Those of you who are watching it as a recording, obviously you can see that anyway. As I've said, you need to go through some of the questions, okay? Now, the two things I've put down here for you, one of them is the practice questions to have a go at. The other one is a study guide. So the study guide, if I can persuade, what's going on here? Bear with me. I'm just going to try and get this Zoom up and running. It seems to be having a little bit of a sulk. There we are. The study guide is the same as you've had for units 1 and 2, where you've got, first of all, the list of everything you need to learn, you need to know. If you look at what I've taught you, obviously Mr. Welsh is teaching you about thermometry. I've taught you about gas laws. I've taught you about taught you about the kinetic theory model, okay, molecular kinetic theory, and the idea about internal energy. You've done some practice on that. Mr. Welsh will teach you about specific heat capacity and latent heat, and I've taught you about the energy and changes, first law of thermodynamics. We haven't really defined these words in any great detail yet, but they're easy ones to find. So you've got all the information that you really need, and then you've got, underneath it all, you then got more information on everything. So there's plenty of reading, plenty of revision material. What I expect you to do is really make use of this to actually go through the questions. If you don't know about a topic, look it up on here. Spend that time looking it up. What will happen inside your head, in your brain is going to then start to flag up that you need to know something. Then you look it up, you find it, your brain stores it in a place where it can find it. It's a bit like when you lose your wallet. If you lose your wallet, what happens is that you end up searching for your wallet. You go to a lot of effort to find your wallet. Once you've found it, you then remember to put it in a safe place that you're going to remember, and you remember where it is next time. And that's what your brain does with information. So that's what you need to do. Okay, so practice, as I've always said, is the key. Now, the other document that's on Satchel is this practice material here, which you'll need to download. It's in Word format, I've not got a word processor on this particular device, so I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you using my sort of weird version of Word. So some of the type settings are a little bit odd. So there are some questions, and there are things you've just got to remember. There is a graph to draw. Okay, now the graph that you draw, I don't mind if you use Excel. I don't mind if you print out the graph paper and draw it, or if you draw on a separate piece of graph paper you happen to have at home. But I would like you to have a go at drawing that graph. I think it's really important for you to do that, because I do need to assess your practical skills. While we can't do actual practicals, we have to have some assessment of practical skills for two reasons. First of all, it's an essential skill of a physicist. Second reason is that usually your practical scores tend to bump up your average marks, where some of you might be on a borderline between, say, a pass and a merit. Your practical skills often bumps you up and takes you into sort of merit territory. Now, in terms of sort of answering the questions, one of the things you can do is, where you get a keyword that you've never come across before, you can copy it and just Google it. Put it in here. And as soon as you Google that word, it tells you what it is. An isochoric process is at constant volume. So it's the volume of a closed system is kept constant. So we know it's the pressure and temperature that changes. So that's the sort of thing that you can do to help you answer the questions. I would like you by Tuesday to have submitted some attempt at these questions. There's a lot of it. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of it, but you are required to know it. You are required to know to know all of this. So it's really important for you to actually try it out. I don't expect, as I've said before in my description here, I don't expect perfection on this. I do expect you to make the effort to try it. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Okay. Any questions about that?
No, sir.
No.
Are you all feeling confident? What I'll do is, you have another lesson with me, don't you, this week? Do you have a lesson with me this week, or is that tomorrow?
That's tomorrow.
Not tomorrow. Was it Friday? Or is that on Tuesday? Bear with me. I have to look it up because I've forgotten. Let's have a look. If I look it up on my timetable, do bear with me. I've got two screens running at the same time here. All right, let's have a quick look. Yeah, so you've got me again on Tuesday. But what you can do, if you submit some work, if you submit a comment using Show My Homework, or if you just send me an email if there's a bit you're really confused by, I can either give you that immediate help, or I can point you towards where you can find that help for yourself, or I can make sure that it's something I flag up when I go through the walkthrough with you on Tuesday. Okay, so that's really today's double lesson. Are you all okay to do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
yep.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah, sure, of course you can.
Because I did hand out my art and I didn't receive my result for my art.
Your art. That's odd. You did. Let's have a look. I'm gonna have a look on my data on my separate screen. Bear with me for 2 seconds while I'm looking away.
I know it's been like a time.
Third or fourth time. That's really weird. Oh dear, what's happened here?
Oh my days, Alicia.
What's the matter?
No, because I have not received, and I'm
Right.
like curious.
Let's have a look. very difficult to get to find the right place because the UFP spreadsheet's quite well hidden. It has to be. So, trying to find your name here. What's your surname, Lee?
My surname Lee. Z-E-X.
Oh, I see. Yeah, gotcha. Let's have a look.
Yes.
So, right. And you are taking art lessons, is that right?
Yes.
Let's have a quick look. It might well be that something's gone a little bit wrong. Let's have a look. Oops. I've not got anything on that. What I'll do, Lee, is I'll just flag that up and I'll chase it up and get back to you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They'll be there somewhere. Okay.
Thank you,
Cheers.
sir.
All right. I'll see you all next week.
Oh, all right.
See you, sir. Thank you.
No problem
Thank
at
you,
all. I'm
sir.
sorry it's a little bit short, but really your major task is to do that. If you're getting stuck, just let me know straight away. I'll do what I
Okay.
can to help you. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Okay, sir.
All right. See you all next week.
See